Good afternoon, my loves. So, first, yes, your girl, Blonde, is back. And let me just say this before we get this party started. I've been really repressing myself in a large degree for a while now. People say things and I try and be politically correct or don't fly off the handle, let it slide, just be cool, be a lady about it. But what I am coming to learn is that by me being that way, I am allowing people to feel like they are main characters in my show when they're not. Case in point, an ex sent me a inbox based on me posting my weight loss. And he said, "Hey, ma'am, you need to work on your ass. 100 squats a day, every day, 7 days per week, 10 rounds of 10, or 5 rounds of 20, your choice. Just a PSA from a concerned citizen." So my response was, "Oh, really?" And I do understand that certain things don't dignify a response at all. But I did respond, but didn't come back at him like I could have. And like some people will say that I should have. But I didn't ignore the comment either because he would have felt like he won or whatever. But I just said, "Oh, really?" And then I proceeded to restrict him on all accounts. So anything that he sends me goes into spam. But he can see this glow up that's about to happen. And he can't call me on IG. He can't he can even anything that he comment on, I won't see it, nobody else will see it. That's one. And then I also blocked him on my phone. So if he calls or wonders why I'm not responding or tries to send a text message, baby, I ain't gonna see it. Especially with iPhone. With iPhone, I think with Droids, you can see who texts you, but with iPhones, you don't even, if they're trying to text you, you don't even see it at all. That's it. And I think he has a Droid. I have an iPhone. That's that. But it also brought everything to a head that I had already been thinking, which is that too often I let people say what they want to say, and I just kind of like gloss over it or brush over it, or I've given people a sense of entitlement or empowerment in that they feel like they can say anything to me because I don't come back or snap off. So, as far as me bleaching my hair back blonde, let me say this. I love when people say, I love your hair. I love your hair like that. This and the third, that hair looks pretty on you. But whenever you say, I prefer your hair like that, first of all, what makes you think that your preference supersedes anybody else's preference? That's one. But mainly and most importantly, what makes you think what you prefer supersedes what I prefer on me? Because you can say that's the best looking hairstyle on you. That's your opinion. too often people, just because I'm on social media, and let me say this is something that really blows my mind. People say, well, because you put it out there, then people have a right to speak on it. No, actually, no. So if that's the case, that means that whenever you're walking down the street and you look like a big ass oompa loompa and you think you're doing it, people have a right to come up to you and say to you how the fuck they feel. They feel, if they feel like you look a hot damn mess, then they should be able to tell you you look a hot damn mess, because you're out in the public, and once you go out in the public, you're putting yourself on display. Therefore, people should have a right to say to you what the fuck they feel. See what I'm saying? See how that go together? So that's that. Um, but I know I haven't been on here. I've been really working on my, mental health and trying to get myself back together mentally and emotionally, and physically. And so I haven't been posting. I haven't been as yeah, I'm pulling up at Lidl's. So I haven't been as active as I have been. Um, but please, you know, respect the fact that people have lives and people have things, going on, that you may not be privy to, and they may not want you to know, or they may not want to talk to. But I think that I've talked enough on my channel about the things that I've been going through, that hopefully you guys have compassion and are understanding. So I'm pulling up at Lidl, and I got a couple of things that I need to run in here and get. I don't want to wait till the very last minute to pick up stuff, because I'm making macaroni and cheese for Thanksgiving. But I'll check back in with you, beautiful people, in a little bit. A lot of people ask me if my eyes are real. This is my contact. See it? It's clear. Because I had someone to ask me, are my eyes real? Because they say sometimes they look light, and they say sometimes they just look like they're regular brown. And I get my eyes from my daddy, who had very light eyes, but mine, I'm not gonna say they change color, but sometimes they look light, and then sometimes they just look brown. I guess it just depends on how the light hits them. So yes, these are my eyes. Whenever I was in my, no, I was in my teens, I never even paid attention to my eyes. And then whenever I got in my 20s, and that's when colored contacts became a thing, I used to always get people asking me, are my eyes are my eyes real? And I used to get really offended by that, because they're mine, and I always had to explain it. Another thing that used to truly, oh, first, good morning. Another thing that used to really and truly irritate me is that back in the day, I used to have a pretty nice shape. And of course, the 80s, the late 80s and the early 90s is when stripping became a thing. It's something about the dope dealer era when um, the dope game became real serious, the late 80s, early 90s, and the 2000s. A lot of women started stripping. And I used to get so mad because the assumption was any woman that had a nice shape was a stripper. So I'd be in the mall, South DeKalb Mall, Greenbrier Mall, especially the black malls, West End. And when guys try and holler at you, the first thing they ask is, they don't ask, first of all, the first thing they ask you is, hey, Shawty, where hey, my lady, where you dance at? Not if you dance, but just assume that you dance. Or even to ask, do you dance? That used to piss me off. So back in the day, two things that really used to get on my nerves. People assuming that my eyes weren't real and that I was a stripper. I tell you. So today I'm gonna run over to the house. I'm gonna get um a crate or a container and put all of the family pictures in. So that is my task for today. Just a little bit at a time. So I went over there last week and took the carpet up in the den. Took my mom's clothes and everything out of the closet. My mom has clothes in every closet. She had clothes in the hall, the front. She had clothes in the coat closet. She had clothes in the hall closet. She had clothes in the den closet. She had the clothes in her closet. She had the clothes in my closet. So I took all the clothes out of the den closet. Because, y'all, to be honest, I don't know what's going on with this economy. And so I don't know what is going to happen. So I'm preparing myself in case I do have to break my lease and move back over to the house. I'm getting more serious about doing what I got to do. So that's the task for the day, is to go over to the house and take down all of the family pictures, put them in a crate, um, and that'll probably be stored upstairs in the attic somewhere. So let's get our day started. Okay, guys, change your plans. My baby just called me and asked me that I want to ride with her to the Curb Market. And when she does stuff like that, I just get all in my feelings to know that she wants to hang out with her mommy. So um, I have to table. I need to go get blood work done at Kaiser. And then also, like I said, go over to the house to pack up some of the pictures. But, ladies, oh, child, honey, let me tell you something. I got these men, and I'm going to put the post somewhere around here. Babe, I got these men upsot, as my grandmother used to say, with me. So, you've never heard me talk about celebrity gossip on here and stuff like that. So when Candy announced that her and Todd was getting a divorce, I'm sorry, when Candy and Todd announced that her and Todd was getting a divorce, I'm like, I wish them well. I pray for their peace. And that's all that I really have to say about that. I don't get into celebrity gossip like that. I don't even really care unless it's a discussion that I can have that pertains to something that you can learn or glean from it, if you get what I'm saying. But as far as discussing their relationship and, whether her stuff going on with her and her mother and how she ran him away or he cheated on her or he wanted her for her money and all this other stuff, it's just not my bag. It's just not my thing. It's not my monkey, not my show. I'm too busy trying to focus on my own life and finding my own peace and happiness to care about people who are far beyond my tax bracket, to even care. And even if they weren't in my tax bracket, I mean, when it came out, people started sending me the story in my inbox and texting it to me. And I immediately went on Facebook and I basically said, please do not text me anything pertaining to Todd and Candy's divorce. I'm not someone who gloats or gossips or really have an opinion about someone else's downfall, issues or anything like that. For what? I don't know what goes on in their home. I don't know the basis of what happened. And to be quite honest, I don't care, because me discussing them does nothing to enhance my own life. I need to focus on me and my personal peace and happiness. That's first and foremost. But it was posted on, I believe it is the Shade. No, it was posted on Madame Noir. And that's why I commented, because it was posted on Madame Noir. So, on the post, I basically said what I've said on a previous, vlog on here, which is, ladies, protect yourselves. And I'm very much for prenups on both parts. Men have always gotten prenups. But as women, especially Black women, we're becoming more educated. We are becoming more financially sound. Up until 1972, I think women couldn't even vote. I'm not sure if they could get a checking account. Women had no rights. But as we have gotten more rights, started making more money, become more successful, now it's time for us also to protect ourselves. So of course, the Candy, had Todd sign a prenup and all this other good stuff. So in this day and age, men have no problem going after women and their money. And I used to be one of those people that was all about love and, I don't believe in prenups, because if we truly love each other, this, that, and the third. But one thing I have learned is that the person you marry is not going to be the same person that you divorce, more than likely. So if you are a woman who has any type of assets, I firmly believe in prenups and protecting yourself. That's why whenever I went and talked to my family, when we were settling my mother's estate, and I talked to my attorney, I asked him about the house, and the advice that he gave me, of course, like I told you guys, is, especially since the house is paid for, do not let a man move into your marital home. And I've seen it happen time and time again. Do not let a man move into your marital home, number one. Number two, he said, register the home under a business. So and have a business account. So anything that is done as far as that home is concerned, let nothing come out of your commingled assets, your commingled accounts, or anything as far as repairs, taxes, insurance, anything that involves that house, pay it out of your business account. That's to protect you, because even if your house is paid for, if he does anything as far as helping with the house or paying anything on the house, bills on the house or anything like that, as well as any what's the word for it, child? As the house increases, as the house value increases, he can claim half of anything that you of the house, how do y'all know? Gaining. Child. Child. You know what I mean. Um, Equity. So any equity gained during the marriage, he can also ask for half of that. So as my lawyer suggested, put it in your business. That's how you can protect yourself. Or you can also put it in a trust that says upon your demise that it is going to be, this house belongs to my daughter. Because men nowadays are very much, I don't like to use the word sassy, but they're not the men that our fathers and grandfathers were. They're very much for women do it too. So they don't have a problem going after a woman. We've seen it time and time again. Mary J. Blige, Holly Berry, Sherry Shepherd, Star Jones, Terry McMillan. You see what's going on with Cardi B and Offset. Men have no issue. Wendy Williams. And the thing is that oftentimes these men are the ones who have cheated, but by law, they still, it's like a double whammy. They cheat on you, and that's the reason that y'all are getting divorced, and he still gets rewarded for cheating and taken care of. So I don't care if you're a thousandaire, I don't care what it is. Protect yourselves, ladies, because in these comments from what I posted, oh, baby, the men are hot. The men, they're even coming with, that's the very reason why why these athletes marry white women. These white women take these black men to the cleaners quicker than a black woman will, number one, because she's been groomed to do so. And they're so stupid that they think that that's supposed to mean something. That stuff don't threaten me and a lot of us anymore. If that's what you want to do, go ahead, because you still going to be an NIGGA as far as her family is concerned. Matter of fact, a lot of times you are a dumb NIGGA, because if this Trump administration has not shown you anything, it's shown you who these people really and truly are. They don't care nothing about brown people. So when these women, these pink toes, go after black men, they so stupid they don't even realize that these women are groomed to go after men with money and men and athletes, even more so than black women are. So whenever they keep saying y'all black women all just want a man for money, that's why he with a white woman. Baby, they be taking them to the cleaners more than we do. But going back to what I was saying, ladies, protect yourselves. If you have any type of assets, protect yourselves. Even a prenup, even if you don't have a lot of money, get all that stuff in writing to make it easier that if we were to go our separate ways, this is how things are going to be divided. And put in there that this prenup was entered into willfully by both parties and not signed under duress. Put that in there. Protect yourselves, ladies. That's it. In this day and age, do you realize that statistically, number one, black women are outpacing black men when it comes to education, but black women are homeowners 26 to 29% versus black men, which are 11%. Think about that. Think about that. You work hard to save up money, put money down on this house, purchase this home, you get married, he moves into your house because he was staying in an apartment. Yeah, he got a Benz. He got a Hellcat that he paid $70,000 for, but he lives in an apartment. But you so in love that you move him in. And 5 years, 6 years down the line, y'all get a divorce. And then he makes you sell your house to split it down the middle. All that you work hard for, now you got to start over. Protect yourselves, lady. This isn't about love. It's not about not trusting your mate. It's about us being human. And again, the person you marry is probably not going to be the person you divorce. That's it. So I'm waiting on my baby to come. I'm going to watch a little bit of TV. We're going to editing some videos, and I will holler at you beautiful people a little bit later today. Love you, bye. That's my baby. That's my scooter.
Look up straight. I think I'm close.
This the color green line? I thought that was a collard green line.
It's two of them.
Where the collard greens at?
All the way down there at the corner.
Oh, damn.
I gotta get in that line too. Turkey wing line. That one will kind of fast.
Where the turkey wing line at?
Right here. Go get that one.
This one right here? Okay. Good morning, beautiful people. Sorry about this smack. I got me a new toy. I am so excited because I am always in charge of making the macaroni and cheese. And as you guys know, I do not, it's stuck. Anyway, so I do not buy shredded cheese because, as I told you guys before, the shredded cheese is it has wood byproducts of trees in it. It's called cellulose, and it is what's used to keep the cheese from sticking together. So I shred my own cheese. That's one. Also, and I just learned this the other day, when you're looking at the back of your labels, and I might have mentioned this in another clip, but I'm going to mention it again. When you're looking at the back of your labels, it often will have something on there that says, and it might be on here, hold on. Let's see if it says, no, this doesn't have it. But instead of it saying that it has, hold please. Oh yeah, I forgot. Somebody came on my post and said that they hate whenever I said, hold please. And they told me I was being very unprofessional. Well, she said she tried to watch my videos, but she was going to have to unsubscribe from me because I am so rude and unprofessional because I say, hold please. So we had some back and forth for a minute, and then I just sent her to the block party. So anytime she comments, I can't see it, you can't see it. Anyway, hold please. I'm back, and these are about to go in the trash can. So you can't really see it. It's probably going to be too hard for me to be able to show you. But when you look at the back labels, if you look right here, you know how now it says non-GMO on stuff? Don't automatically assume that it is non-GMO. If you look in the labels, it'll say contains bioengineered food ingredient. That's what it's going to say now. So instead of it saying non-GMO, genetically modified, they sneak it in a different way. Now they're saying contains bioengineered food ingredient. So make sure you watch for that. If you're someone like me who is becoming more conscious of the stuff that I put in my body, make sure you look for that. So anyway, y'all, I've been saying I was going to get one of these, saying I was going to get one of these, and saying I was going to get one of these. And I'm making the macaroni cheese for Thanksgiving tomorrow to take over to my girl Patricia's house. And so, baby, this right here, I know this, it probably don't mean nothing to y'all because some of y'all probably already got one of these. But for me, I didn't have one. Baby, this that's the game changer for me. Because like I said, I am someone who believes in grading all of my cheese. So what y'all doing for Thanksgiving? I'm gonna try and put this, you know what? I got so much video content, but I just haven't, y'all, for those who really care, I just ain't been feeling it. I'm still, you know, even though the doctor put me on medication that is helping me as far as my moods are concerned to balance them out some, I still miss my mom. And so I just really haven't, only thing I've been doing, to be quite honest, is sitting on that couch over there, watching TV, watching my girls, Kaylani, Kim Bonet, and Coco. And I am Tracy Lynn and Miss Tia Forever. For the most part, that's all I've really been doing. Oh, and Mama Dot Baker. I've been watching you too, but I need to start coming more. And so, yeah, that's what's been going on with me. But I am going to today, once I finish with this, the making of this, today I'm doing macaroni and cheese, and I am also doing field peas with snap beans. So why is this cheese not coming out? This cheese must be it's a little different from, okay, why is my Colby Jack not pushing out the way, it might be too soft. Okay, it looks like Colby Jack is too soft. Anyway, today I am going to work on, yeah, Colby Jack look like it's a little soft. New York sharp. Yeah, I got so much cheese. But oh yeah. I don't think I'm gonna do any more of that Colby Jack. Well, if I do it, I might just do it by hand. Cause Colby Jack don't like me. So I have field peas to do and snap beans with smoked turkey. And I have to do the grilled cheese. I'm not the grilled cheese, macaroni and cheese. What I'm doing with the macaroni and cheese is I like for my macaroni and cheese to kind of like marinate. So I'm gonna make the roux and all of that other stuff, but and put it in the refrigerator. Ooh. Let me see if this extra sharp will push some of this stuff out. And put it in the refrigerator. I am so good for doing that. Oh, what did I do to? Okay, pause. Am I the only one that will be doing something and put it to the side and then go back to look for it and it's right there in our face and we can't find it? That's what's happening here. A hot mess. Okay, let's go. Y'all, do y'all ever do this where it's staring you in the face, but you can't see it? Oh. Yeah, that just happened. So maybe that'll help push some of it out. Y'all, I'm over here struggling with this thing. I need to let me take care of this. So what I'm gonna do with macaroni and cheese, I'm gonna make the macaroni and cheese, put it in the refrigerator, and let it sit in there overnight, and then put it in the oven tomorrow before I go where I'm going. Let me take care of this. I'll be back. Okay, so it's obvious that it doesn't like Colby Jack. It must be too soft. So I have these in the freezer, and I'm gonna have to let them thaw out. But I got a quick question. Why are, well, maybe not necessarily you guys, but I'm gonna say you guys. If it's not you, if it don't apply, let it fly. But why are you guys so invested in other people's relationships and downfalls, especially when we talk about how we ourselves are looking for, peace and inner peace? Because, with Candy and Todd getting a divorce, of course, is like a trending hot topic. And looking at the comment section, because I commented on the Shade Room, and I talked about it earlier. I commented on that, but this is another day. I talked about it on the Shade Room, where I was just basically saying, ladies, protect yourselves. Just giving, sound advice, because you can see how the men now are applauding anytime anytime they get a divorce and a man has married a woman that makes more money or had more money, even if she's the one who gave him job opportunities to, make money of his own, invest money of his own, have money of his own. And he didn't do that. He just relied on the combined income. And, of course, I used to not believe in it, but now I thoroughly believe and understand why our grandmothers or mothers said always have your little nest egg, always have your own, something on the side just in case. Now I understand. But it seems like, looking at Sherry Shepherd, Wendy Williams, Holly Berry, Offset, all these people, Janet Jackson's ex-husband, Renee, looking at all these men, they don't think like that. They don't have money set aside that they're investing in their own business and building wealth. Mary J. Blige, they just see what is being made here, especially from a woman that's already established, like these women are, and I understand that it's totally above our pay grade, but at the same time a lot of us women really are, investing money and making money and buying houses and all this other great stuff, like I said. And then the man who makes less money, he's not trying to, do his own. Even if you are a well-educated woman and you marry a blue-collar worker, let's say he gets a trucking company going, he's not taking his money. He's going and buying a $90,000 Escalade Denali truck and putting $6,000 worth of rims on it. Not all men. I'm not saying all. Hold on. Let's move to the sofa. Okay, I'm back. So, let me just say this. Let me put this disclaimer out there. I'm not talking about all men, but I see it often enough. And, ladies, we're at an age where a lot of us, not me, I'm going through some things. I ain't afraid to admit that. I'm not where I used to be, but I will get back there. I will get back there. And so I'm speaking to myself once I get back there. But we're going through a point in our lives where we're older, we're established, but I'm still talking to my younger, sisters and nieces and everything. We're going through a place in our lives where we are really amassing wealth, investments. We're becoming more educated. We're buying homes. I've said it before. We got 401ks. We got all of these things, and of course, we want love. And I'm not saying look for a man that has money. That's not what I'm saying. Your knight in shining armor, your Mister, your Boaz, he may not come packaged with money. You know what I'm saying? He just might be just a regular Joe Schmo. He might be making 60,000, you making $200,000, and if you want to rock with that, then I'm all for it. But what I am saying is that men are now more and more becoming predators. Pay attention to what you see in these vlogs and these conversations. They get so excited whenever they hear about a couple that's getting divorced and she made more money. First thing they're going to say is, y'all women do it too, and why shouldn't he get spousal support? And then you got some men who want to take the children just so they can get child support. So and you see how men already fuss about paying child support. And so I'm saying just be more cognizant, pay attention, protect yourselves. I do believe now in having a little something on, the side. Like with me, I can trust my daughter with my life. She's better with money than me. So for me, even with, another option for my house is that once I get married or am talking about getting married, I can go ahead and put the house in a trust for her to protect that house. Of course, I could put it up on her business, rent it out. He can't touch it. But what I'm saying, ladies, by all means, especially if you've inherited property, you've inherited money, you have any type of inheritance coming or a trust or anything, please, please, please protect yourselves, because the men of today are not the men of yesterday. The men of today, anytime a man is asking you, man, what do you bring to the table, or is able to ask, or wants to split bills down the middle. But whenever you see him, he got a new cell phone. He got on $200 J's. He up and down, from head to toe. He got on $2,000 worth of stuff once you factor in the $1,200, $1,300 cell phone. Those type of men who still want to split it down the middle, those type of men are the ones that are the men that I'm talking about. Just be cognizant. I'm seeing it over and over and over again. Be cognizant. I have a couple of girlfriends who, I have more than one, who have investment properties. I mean, one of my closest girlfriends, She's sitting on well, well over $1 million in investment properties. You'd never know. She just cool as a damn fan. But she's sitting on well over $1 million worth of properties. So when she marries, she has to make sure she protects herself because, you know, her boyfriends that she's had for the last couple of years, and she gets in these long-term relationships. I mean, her relationships be lasting 5, 6 years, and she's cool. She doesn't have to get married. She's okay not being married. But, you know, someone like that, she has to protect herself. She has to make sure that when she marries, she's worked entirely too damn hard for what she has to lose it or have to divide it or give it to someone because they're being spiteful. That's all I got to say. That's my TED Talk again for today. I'm just looking at these comments and these vlogs by these men, and they are. It just is blowing my mind. Like I said, the men oftentimes are the one who have cheated, taken the woman all up through there, but then he still turns around and cuts her even deeper by trying to take half her stuff. The men of today the men of today are not my daddy's type of man. Let me say that. I've said it before. My mom worked for General Motors. My daddy worked for the county. My daddy he works for Fleet Motor and Maintenance with the DeKalb County, which is the people who work on the cars. He, worked on the cars. That's what my daddy did. My mom worked for General Motors. My mom made way more money than my dad. But my dad still was a protector and a provider. He cut the lawn, he made sure the cars was taken care of, he fixed stuff around the house, he paid bills. They don't make them like that no more. They just don't. So that's my TED Talk for the day. I'm about to start working on some videos and try and get a video up today before I start really, really cooking. So I'll holler at y'all a little bit later. Lay back.